Thank you, thank you. First of all, I'd like to say, without the man himself, none of this would be possible. And I'm very grateful to be here, of course, to be on this stage with all these wonderful folks, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank guys like Mr. Buddy. I say Mr. Buddy, because I was raised that way. Mr. Garvey, Coach Beards, Mr. Mason, Miss Linda, you know, and everybody else. They said that they paved the way for us. And guys like Greg Jones is coming up. They paved the way and set that foundation for us to be here today. You know, because in coming here, it gives us, you know, like when I step on this stadium, it like gives me a second life. It's not that I don't have a life, it's just like it just brightens my whole day. Because I know when I come here, it's like it started all over again, you know, because the day I stepped here was the best 4 years of my life. I ain't talking about the National Football League and the money. My 4 years of Michigan State University was the best 4 years of my life, because I was not judged for who I was as just an athlete, but as a person. You know, diversity here meant a lot to me. When I was coming from Canton, Ohio, and the inner city, you only deal with certain people and certain groups. And when I came here, I got love from everyone. And that was something that would, change me in a way to where it made me who I am today. So having been here and seeing things from that direction, I see no color. I see people. And I treat them the way they treat me. And, but at the same time, I like to thank my family. My dad, 40 years, steel mill. My mom, 25 years, 30 years in the cleaners. And a lot of times I wonder and ask myself, I say, well, I said, my dad don't come to my football games much. Basketball, baseball. And so finally I got the nerve. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna ask him. I said, Dad, what? He said, you gotta eat, don't you? I'm at work. He said, you eat too much. And remind me, there's 7 of us now. There's 7 of us, so, I said, well, Dad, hey, I was the 5th child. You could stop a long time ago, But I like to thank them because not just did I become a man here, I became a man before I got here. And when I got here, I stayed here my whole 4 years of school. I never went back home other than to visit. It's easy getting in trouble, but it's heck getting out of it. So I think it was best for me to stay here because I loved it here. I really do. And it was the best move I think I could have made. And I saw that the day I stepped foot on this campus. But before then, I knew it because the first letter I got in high school was from Michigan State. So I think it was, someone was telling me this is where you're supposed to be anyway. But I also, I like to thank, I'm here accepting this honor as though it's just me, but it's a whole list of guys. I was fortunately able to play in a defense coach prolist, Pittsburgh Steelers, steel curtain, stunt 4-3 defense. And I know guys like John Buddy, Nichols, Travis Davis. I used to hear it all the time. Oh, you only making them plays because we stopping these guys from coming and hitting you. True, they were. But at the same time, hey, I gotta run over here and hit these guys too now. What about these interceptions? So I'm sitting here, but anyway, I like to say thanks to my man John Buddy, Travis Davis, Nichols, Berger, Matt Vanderbeek, Kurt Larson, Todd Crum, Miller, Near Payton, my man Harlan Barnett. See, because it was a team effort. I may be getting the glory, but I know where it all come from, and it come from a team. You know, individual honors is one thing, but I cannot accept this without acknowledging where it come from. And not just where it come from with them. I like to acknowledge guys, okay, when you go out and you playing football, and everybody know, even with a job or you doing a presentation, everything takes preparation. So you prepare yourself to be the best. We could not be the best unless, you know, it was guys that knew for a fact that they weren't gonna play in the game, not one play, probably not the whole year, the whole walk-on career. So I gotta give thanks to guys who just wanted to be a part of the university, the football team, guys that, you know, were walk-ons, taking a beating every day. And that was just our job, to give us a good look. And a lot of times, you know, that's where you get your frustration out. We took it out on some of the scout team players, you know, like, hey, this is free hit day, you know? But, you know, it's one guy named Todd. I know at times I hit him and I hit him, he just keep popping up. This is one tough boy, man, my goodness. And then I seen him a couple years ago. He's like, you know what? I'm still battling Bruce after 20 years. I said, well, you know what? I said, I just want to say thank you. I said, because without you guys giving us the look that we needed for that week to prepare us for that game and the following game and the following season, it would have never taken place if it weren't for guys like you willing to come in and do that, you know, be a part of the team in that way. So I like to thank those guys also. And I like to thank Coach Saban. He's a mastermind you see down in Alabama. Bill Rademacher, he may have been the nicest coach I ever had. He didn't really say too much, but when he did, you just really couldn't understand what he was saying, because he, you know, but I knew where he's trying to get at, so I just, okay. All right, I got you, cover 3, cover 2, okay. But hey, he was, I know he was my #1 fan when my NFL career was cut short. And I'd like to thank Coach Norman Parker. He's a little on the downside for us as health is concerned at this point. And I like to send my prayers and everything with him and his family and wish him the best. And I like to thank George Perlis. You know, I got a story to tell you about him too. But I really like to thank him because it's like a father away from home. You know, you may not like sometimes the way he talked to you, may not like the way sometimes he go about it, but he got his point across. And he was one of those coaches that he tell you how he felt, told you how it was gonna be, and that was the end of it. Might give you a little bit of leeway, some got more, some got less. But he taught us not just to be football players, but to be student athletes and become men and be men. It didn't matter whether you were from Dearborn, Michigan, Detroit, Flint, Cleveland, Canton, Ohio. It was a family here, and once we got here, it was nothing but family. And I can honestly say that out of all the guys I played with, it, even till this day, it's just like the old times. We wouldn't just kick your butt on the field. We do it off the field if that was the case. You know, and once they get that back around here, that's when they really gonna win some games. I was telling my man, buddy, I said, hey man, they got the coach, now they gotta get some guys that really wanna get it done. Oh yeah, hey, it's just that simple. But You know, you playing, when I'm down here in Ohio, living in Ohio, and I'm hearing Ohio State talk all this crap to me every day, it pisses me off. It pisses me off looking at my fiance. She's sitting up there giggling, but she every now and then, oh, what about Michigan State? I said, okay, well, why don't you try staying at home and let me go by myself? Yeah, and I like to thank my little brother, Eric Snow. I told him when he was coming out of high school, he came up here and I said, well, hey, here, I already had it, everything, go ahead, you can take it all. And he's doing real good for himself. He's always there when Big Brother need him. But I always told him, I said, never forget, Big Brother. You might have big money, but I'm Big Brother. But I like to say thanks. He's been not just a brother, but a good friend. And I also like to thank my kids. That right there keeps me going, gives me life. When I see them, it's a lot of times I don't want to get up in the morning and do things I don't want to do, but they didn't ask to be here, and I didn't exactly ask them to come either, but hey, I love them, and I love them. Daddy, sorry. They said no, he give me a gut shot. Like one day we was in Walmart. Man, don't hit me there, son. I'm sitting down, lady come out, what's wrong? Nothing, I'm all right. He just walked by and hit me, he thinks that's funny. He don't now, but he's 2 or 3 then. But I got a little story here to tell, and I know I'm beyond my 3 minutes, but I figure everybody else went 5, 10 minutes, why not? But I got the story to tell with Coach Perlis. We had this, he was coming to visit, Coach Saban, he recruited me out of Canton, Ohio. And I'd already seen him and talked to him. So Coach Perlis coming down to visit me. And I still hear this to this day, being teased about it anyway. So he comes down to Canton, Ohio. So he stops in this diner. And at this diner, it was an officer. If you looked at him and Coach Perlis back in the 80s, you would never know the difference. So everybody going in like, hey, George, what are you doing here? And everybody thinking it's George, the police officer. So George come to my house, all of a sudden I'm being called a snitch. Like thinking George, the police officer, is at my mom's house. I said, no. I said, that's Michigan State's head coach. No, y'all had police at your house. I said, no, that was George, Michigan State head football coach. And they was like, for real? I was like, yeah. I said, you think I'm trying to stand on these corners with y'all every night? So, to this day, they still tease you like, hey, George been to your house lately? So I just want to say, outside of that, that little episode there, it's been a great honor. It's been what I expected and more today and throughout my 4 years. And they've paved the way. I've helped pave the way, and we want to continue to pave the way for our little ones to grow and prosper together, come together as a whole, as one. Quit picking and choosing. It's not good. Take care. Thank you.